once again. Again. Hello. It's October. Well, technically it's November, but the October month has ended, which means, as always, I'm here to talk about what books I read in October. Now, October, I told myself I'm going to take things slow, I'm going to take things easy, give myself a little break, focus on video games this month. Uh, but I still read 7 books. Yes, 7 books, which is more than I expected. Not that I'm complaining about that, of course, but it is a shock. So we'll just get right into it with Katana Gatari 2 by Nisi I finished the first one in September, kind of in the middle of it, and I told myself I'd get back to it, but then those alien books were kind of interesting, so I started reading those. But this was good. Typical Nisi The fights were goofy. The character interactions were goofy. Every new character that was introduced was goofy, and I mean that with all the love and the praise in my heart. If you can get past the fact that Nisi is just a silly man full of whimsy, uh, I think you'll enjoy these. They're just goofy in a good way. They don't take themselves too seriously, and they have a lot of really fun wordplay, which is cool. And then after that, I read a collection of Robert Frost poetry. I don't have a lot to say about poetry because I really don't. I'm not a poet. I can't articulate what makes me like or dislike poetry, but I did for the first time in my life and maybe the last. I don't know. You can. I didn't do it a lot because, like I said, it was the first time I'd ever done this. But I did do some marginalia in this book, some underlining, some bracketing of just lines I liked, things that I kind of hit me in the moment as I was reading them, and honestly, it was really fun, which is a weird thing to say. I didn't think I'd think of it as fun writing in a book. Somebody who normally kind of takes my books and kind of puts them on a pedestal and treats them like they're gold or something, but it was honestly fun to write in a book, and I wish I did it more. Maybe I will. I don't know. But after that, I then read the third Katana Gatari book. Second verse, same as the first, or maybe third verse, same as the second here. Goofy, silly, doesn't take itself too seriously in all the good ways. The art is really pretty. I haven't mentioned that before, but the art is really pretty in these when you get to see the art. And yeah, just a fun, silly, goofy animu ass time. Super good. And then I read Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. I've had that book, I've had my eye on that book, I suppose, for a long time. It just seemed interesting to me. The cover really grabbed my attention. I don't want to say I was disappointed because I didn't really go in with any expectations, but it was not as good as I hoped it was, I suppose, which is a funny thing to say because I just said I had no expectations. But, like, I don't know. I kind of saw the twist, I guess, like a mile away. They didn't really do a good job. I don't even know if they were trying to do a good job of, like, hiding what was going on or why it was going on. But it was good. It had some really nice imagery. The way things were written, the way violence was talked about. I thought it was nice. It was not a poorly done book by any means, but I don't know. I guess I wanted more. I don't know. And then we have the last Katana Gatari, book 4. The ending of this made it all worth it because they did some shit in here that I did not expect them to do at all, and I mean that in a good way. Like, what a surprising twist! And it did one of my personal favorite things that I feel like only anime and this sort of like Japanese media can get away with well, which is a scene where the main character just absolutely dunks on somebody, like just treats the other person like dirt beneath his shoe and goes absolutely hog wild and doesn't even break a sweat. It just, there's something about it. It's so cool. Like I said, I really think it's only something that anime can do. And does this book really do it well? Like the way my boy Shichikia goes crazy at the end of this book for some of these fights is like, it's so cool. It's so cool to see how much he's grown and to see him do all this stuff. Just, it makes the other 11 books before it all worth it, honestly, which is kind of a wild thing to say. Then after that, something that wasn't as wild is a Vampire Hunter D number 6, Pilgrimage of the Sacred and the Profane by Hideyuki Kikuchi. I apologize. I have mixed feelings on Vampire Hunter D books. I keep reading them because I have them, but never once am I like, ooh, I'm excited to read a Vampire Hunter D book. It feels like homework, which maybe I shouldn't be reading them if it feels like homework to me, but like, I don't know, this one was cool. They fought a sentient desert that, like, I don't know, had gained psychic powers for some reason that I don't really remember. But as always, D did cool stuff. As always, there was a woman that fell in love with D. As always, D scorned her advances. As always, D was there and he was really grumpy and he did no wrong because he's D, the perfect handsome vampire man. I don't know. At least this one felt like it had an ending that was actually like setting up a plot finally after 6 books instead of just like, and then D continued to wander. I don't know, man. They're fine. I wouldn't even call them popcorn. They feel like it's like a flat soda. Like, okay, I understand what the appeal of this is for some people, but I don't. It's gone. It's gone. And then the last book I read in October, I squeezed it in there right at the end, was Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levins. I'd never read this book. I'd never watched the movie. But I came into this thinking it was going to be a bit more like The Omen, the film, if you've ever seen that, like where the baby was going to be the villain and do evil stuff. But that's not really what happened. It was kind of just a book about a woman who was super hella paranoid the whole time. And spoilers, she had a right to be super hella paranoid the whole time. Funny enough, I read Nestlings or Nestings. I don't remember exactly, even though it's right over there. Nestlings by Nat Cassidy in September, which I didn't know at the time was also it's also just Rosemary's Baby, but modern, and the ending is, I think, worse. But it was good. It was a short read. It was only like 130 pages or something ridiculously small with my e-reader font, but good way to close October. Very good way to close October. So yeah, 7 books in October. I didn't think I read any bad ones. A disappointing one, but I didn't think there was any particular books that I was like, wow, this is really bad. I'm going to think about how bad this was. Excuse me. November, got some plans for November. I'm trying to read like a crazy person in November. You can keep up with my antics there on my clock app, which I may or may not remember to link in the description. I probably won't because I'm stupid. But you'll still get the reading wrap up at the end of the month. But if you want day-to-day updates on it, clock app